Alexis, you ready? Okay. Horses are doing good. Let's get them through. Let's get them through this part of water. And here we are at the Little Blue River in Kansas City. And welcome to Better Horses. My name's Ed Adams, and I'm with my sidekick Alexis. And we'd like to welcome you to a very exciting edition that we're going to have today. We've gathered some of the most experienced trainers to talk to you about training your horse in this winter. Let's start us off with one of the new trainers that are coming our way with Better Horses, Josey, a famous barrel racer, world class, is going to give us that intuitive knowledge she has on how to approach your horses with a barrel. And let's talk about also Brent Wright, world class reining champion. Ernie Rodini himself will be interviewing Brent on some techniques about reining as we move down to California, and Hannah Hokana will be giving us some new tips with her daughter and exactly how to handle a horse on ground training. All right, then we're going to wrap up with a hearty grub with Ernie Rodina and Chef Mark Bergdahl. He's going to give us a little Italian cuisine, Western style. So stay with us. I promise you this is going to be an episode you're really going to enjoy. And it's the only horse show on your local broadcast television station. So round everybody up. We'll be right back right after this.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by and see Heritage Tractor at one of its 9 locations for your John Deere and Featherlight trailer needs. HeritageTractor.com.
Hi folks, Justin McKee for Better Horses. The other day I saw a friend of mine and I asked, hey, where's your daughter going to go to college? And she says, oh, I don't know, we've got this option and that option, but we just want to make sure that we go to the place where it's God's will. I said, God don't care where your kid goes to college. She looked at me like I was the devil. I said, yeah. I said, God just wants her to take him wherever she chooses to go. That's the thing about God. God doesn't have just one will for our lives. He's God. He's got a million different options. He just wants us to take him with us wherever we go and to trust him. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. So choose. You have the freedom to choose. Just don't forget to invite God to ride along with you.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
Welcome to Better Horses TV. I'm Josey, and we're at the Josey Ranch, and barrel racers love being on a horse. We love our equine partners, and I'm going to show you an exercise that's in my book, and this is something that a lot of barrel racers might not have a big arena to practice in, but you can do this exercise and you can train on every barrel and you can teach your horses so many different things. I love this exercise because you can teach a horse how to grab a right lead, a left lead. You can teach them to go around the barrel. Just lots and lots of horsemanship. Okay, to start this exercise off, in any exercise, I always tell you to go slow the first time. Walk the pattern the first time so you really know exactly what you're going to do. Okay, I've put 4 cones up and 1 barrel. And you want to put your cone about 20, 25, 30 feet from your barrel. But make sure that it's a perfect circle, because a lot of horses need to be trotted and loped in circles. And I'll just show you trotting. And when I'm trotting this horse, this is a perfect time to work on my whoaing, turning around, getting this horse on his rear end a little bit. And it's also a perfect time to work on my posting. Okay, if I want to get this horse in the right lead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the shoulder, pick up the right rein, and here I'm in that perfect circle. Here again, teach that horse to roll over their hocks. Okay, one reason the cross exercise is so good, because it actually is a cross, but I can go to the barrel, and I always teach straight or longer. Teach the horse to come up here until my leg's here, go around the barrel, go back to the marker. And this is something, you know, it kind of gets a little bit dull for a horse to do the barrel pattern all the time. And here you're training, but you're doing something a little bit different. You can really practice on horsemanship, low hands. Right here you can practice on making this whoa, letting him rate down, get ready for the turn. You can teach to pick up the shoulder and never to hit a barrel. Then you can go back to your marker. And I like this because you're straight line, and you're teaching something. Okay, now I'm going to work on my first barrel. If I go to the right barrel first, come up in here, whoa, teach this horse to rate, and just to let them know that they can have confidence in this barrel. And even in slow work, you never want to hit or touch a barrel. So always make sure that you give the proper amount of room. You know, at our clinics in school, and we've got several of those coming up, we like to teach a lot of horsemanship. And I love these horses. You know, these equine partners are so great. And at our clinics, we really show you how to have confidence in that horse and how to get with that horse. I love to, when at a clinic, we show you how to get the feel of that horse. We show you the right bit to use, how to make sure the saddle is fitting you and the horse. But most of all, we give you a lot of positive thinking. You know, you've got to be positive to be able to win. And I like to win. Remember too, you can always watch all of these different things on betterhorses.com.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Randy.
And I'm Paul from PFI.
We would like to personally invite you to stop by PFI, home of Boot Daddies.
PFI is America's Western store, covering over 50,000 square feet.
Over 25,000 boots.
Visit Saddle City with the largest selection of saddles and tack anywhere.
A huge selection of hats at Big Spur Hat Company in PFI Town.
And choose from the best brands of clothing and accessories for the entire family.
PFI, located on Highway 65 at the Battlefield exit in Springfield. And I'm not kidding.
Hi, I'm Donna. This is Ringo. We're with CSI Saddle Pads. I'd like to invite you to ride our new revolutionary FlexPlate saddle pad. We offer a 30-day money-back, ride it, get it dirty guarantee. And the best part of the pad is it's 100% American-made with American parts by American hands.
I've been using CSI pads for 16 years, and there's a reason behind that. It is a total performance system for me. I just can't say enough about them.
For more information, go to csipads.com.
Howdy folks, I'm Brent Wright, and today we're going to just talk a little bit about getting our young horses started turning around. And I start this program, real early on in the 2-year-old year. We start riding them as soon as they're gentle, loping around a little bit. I start working on that turn just a little bit, but it starts out real simple. and then we kind of build on that. But I'll first of all just get them where they're walking in a little circle, take their nose away from them, and start bumping just a little bit, where they just take a couple of steps like that, walk out of it, keep it really low key, and make it easy for them. But in order to start teaching them to get off your leg, we got to have some tools on our horses to get that to get them to driving from the back end and getting them off our leg. So I do I'll start out moving the rib cage just a little bit, and then I'll get them to where I can drive that hip around. I'm driving that hip around to the left, my right leg. And maybe I'll drive that hip around the other way with my left leg. But that stuff all takes time to get them programmed, because the first inclination is going to be to push back into your leg. So we want to get our horses where they're getting off our leg, but still not worried or scared about it. This is a 3-year-old gelding, and he's had about a year's riding, so he's going to be getting fairly advanced in his turn. Now he ought to be stepping around. So I'm putting a little more action in his feet right now. I'm just driving him, just increase my leg pressure just a little bit, and just tip that nose to the inside, and then I'm going to lay my left leg on him, and ask him to turn around and get off my leg. If they're not going to turn like that, for a while, but they've got to learn to get off your leg and to not be worried about it or afraid of it. So I'll go from there to also starting to capture that face a little bit. I want to be able to frame that turn up to where they're not leaning in with that shoulder or not sticking their nose out or up or their neck up. I want to be able to just softly take that nose away, use my right leg and start that turn, but still be able to frame them with my hands here. I've still got some frame on my horse with my hands. So I think that's very important, because a lot of people tend to turn them loose too early. They get to dropping that shoulder in, maybe lean that shoulder in and get to scrambling with their feet. So I'm very conscious of that body position, of how they are in that turn. And I don't ask mine to turn very fast for quite a while. I'll keep it pretty low key. And I don't want to worry them with it, but yet I don't want their feet to get lazy and sticky either. So I'll bang them around a little bit, wake them up, get their feet moving just a little bit, maybe start that turn, and maybe cluck at them, and if they don't buzz up, I'll go ahead and go to their belly.
Friends, I hope you enjoyed this first edition we did with Brent Wright, and showing the foundation of reining, and started off with the day with the turnarounds. It's all a building process. Wouldn't you say, Brent?
Oh yeah, that definitely. Start from ground zero.
We're looking forward to this, having you on, off and on, working on different maneuvers and things like that, helping our audience out there that might want to get into this thing. And what's something you'd recommend as far as they want to get into reining? What's the first thing you'd recommend?
Oh, that's a good question. It just depends on what level of rider they are, where their background and where they come from. But the first thing is to go to kind of some lower end classes at a horse show, and just kind of see where you're at, and test the water at a shallow level first, and then wade out into deeper water as you're ready for it. But it's just, I think sure you'll find yourself welcome at any horse show around, any of the reining shows that we have. We're glad to have new folks and glad to see new faces show up.
Appreciate your time today, Brent.
Pardon my glove, Ernie.
If they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
My number is 785-229-2647.
Sounds great.
Or
Thanks.
BR549.
Thank you so much. Hey folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more Better Horses coming to you right after this from our sponsors.
Equifest 2020 has moved to Salina, Kansas on March 6th, 7th, and 8th. The largest equine expo in the Midwest, with food, art, workshops, clinics, shopping, and more. Showcasing everything equine. Details at equifestofkansas.com.
You care about your animals and feeding them the best. And that's where Purina's local Kansas City dealers step in, providing you experience, knowledge, service, and advice. Purina feed dealers are people who believe in community involvement and who believe in you. They have a passion for the feed industry and are committed to helping customers unlock the potential of every animal. If you are looking for a trusted source for your animals, look no further than your local Purina feed dealer, your partner in animal care.
Equifest 2020 has moved to Salina, Kansas on March 6th, 7th, and 8th, the largest equine expo in the Midwest with food, art, workshops, clinics, shopping, and more, showcasing everything equine. Details at equifestofkansas.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Dana Hokana and I'm here with Kelly and Lily. And one of the most common problems that a lot of my riders have is reorganizing their reins after a lateral move. The lateral exercises that I teach so many of and teach all over, and I know Kelly's doing a lot of them, are so beneficial to the horse. But in that final moment, when we're coming out of our lateral exercise and coming back to going straight, there's an open door potential for our horse. Right, Kelly? Haven't you struggled with that? Yes. Because Kelly will pick her reins up and reorganize like this, and so does another girl that I do video lessons with, because it's just a typical problem everyone has. I have it too. And so I've really worked on several ways to organize my reins. And let me see if I can just kind of show you like this. So first of all, some people ride with their reins split apart like that. And I'm not saying that's not totally fine. And in fact, if you're going straight forward, sometimes that's okay because you have a good range of motion. But when you do lateral work, the only way to get down a rein if they're split apart is to fold up on it like this, or inch your hand down, or grab your other hand to hold it and then slide down. So it's potentially harder to do lateral work and shorten and lengthen and reorganize your rein when you ride like this. Now, that's why most of the time when I'm doing lateral exercises, I'll cross my reins over the middle and I'll ride like this. So here are some of my common ways that I will reorganize my reins later. And we have to remember that we can teach our horses a behavior if we give them a signal. Like I know, Kelly, you and I have worked on you not picking your hand up to get your adjustment. And the reason you pick your hand up is you want to be on a fairly long rein, and the only way to take a hold of that rein is to come back here or pick it on up, right? And so instead of picking it up, because when we pick it up, then we have a whole different direction to pull and an open door. And what I've seen is some of the horses, their heads came up, right? Because you did this, so their head came up to that pole. So you lost them. You lost them in that moment from a lateral move to back to a forward move. So here are some of the main ways that I would do it. So if I'm doing, let's say I'm asking my horse to follow the nose or pushing their hip around off my leg. And what I'll be riding about like this here, you know, with some slack in between my reins and spread apart. So what I might do, here's one way, is, and let's see if you can see this real good. I might go ahead and put my reins together in one hand. Now I have a point of reference, and now I have hold of both reins, and I also know where I am as far as length of the reins goes. I will take my free hand that I'm going to move my horse that way, and I'll slide down my rein and then let go of that and come around, ask them to follow the nose. Then when I'm going to go back to riding straight forward, I have my hand here and here. My reins are, you know, all uneven now, and I've got to come back forward. So it's really easy to want to come up here like what you were doing. Instead, what I'll do is I'll come back to center again, and I'll shorten my reins and slide down one rein, grab hold of it, slide down the other rein, and now I'm low and back down in position. Make sense? So this is my most common way that I do that. And everybody has a different method. And whatever works for you is fine. I'm just trying to help you with ideas. So here I am again. I want to follow the nose. I'll pick up to center, slide my hand down this spare rein, follow the nose. I'm done. I let go. I come back to center. I make a loop, come down, get back in position where I want. Even if there's too much slack in here, I can still do that low and then smoothly take some of the slack out of here, right? Important as these lateral exercises that I teach are, is your organization and regrouping to forward. Because the whole point of a lateral exercise is you gain control of their head and neck and their motion. Okay, you took them off center laterally and controlled their motion as they did that exercise. Now you're going to regroup and take your motion and go back forward. So in the moment between the lateral exercise and the moment going forward is make or break it. You know, your exercise may have given them, you know, a 7 in a good lesson, and then you lost it down to a 3 because then they went, aha, I'm chumping you good and I'm fading left and my head's in the air. And maybe you lost the whole benefit of it, right? Yeah. And so another really important, another way I have, so I've given you kind of 3 ways. I have a 4th way. And the 4th way is you do your lateral moves and then you stop your horse. You just stop them, reorganize your reins, take a hold of them as you walk forward, because in a way, if you've done a lateral move like that and you're on a greener horse that needs collection, and you've done a lateral move and you're ready to go forward, all of a sudden, if you stop your horse, reorganize your reins, pitch them, and go forward, you haven't done a negative yet. But if you're wanting to then go to handling collection in hand, you then have to make new moves to get there, right? So I would follow the nose, stop, reorganize my reins, flutter my hands, take a hold of them, push them forward to their face, and so then go back forward.
I hope you enjoyed that training tip, and I know that there's good information that can help you and your horse to be the best you can be. Please check out my website at hocana.com.
Hello friends, I'm Reining.
And I'm Chef Tel Mark.
Welcome to the Better Horses TV's Hardy Grub segment, and we got a tremendous menu you're working on tonight, Mike.
Well, I don't know about tremendous, so we kind of shrunk it up, but yeah, we're just doing spaghetti and a little salad, and got some garlic toast we're going to roast up, but we're making our own spaghetti noodles, except they're going to be linguine noodles instead of spaghetti noodles, and I'll show you why in a minute, but then make just our hamburger bolognese sauce, but make it from scratch too.
It's going to be good. I tell you, we look forward to it, Mark. Just always your meals, you kind of knock them out of the park.
Well, try to. Some of them turned out better than others, but
we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to stay in this segment, but you're going to go over and start making.
Because I got to start making the pasta now, because it takes a little bit to do while we're making the deal. So I'm just going to start making pasta. Is that okay?
That sounds good. So let's have at it.
Okay. In the mixer already, I've got some flour and some semolina flour and some salt. That's all that's in there. So we're going to put that, and I got a dough hook in there, and we're just going to add the eggs in it real slow. That's real. If I get it too fast, we'll have flour everywhere. Well, so we're browning some hamburger in here, and the skillet's coming up to hot. Red onions, and lots of them. Button mushrooms, lots of them. Red bell peppers, because they're really sweet and good. Jalapeno peppers, just because I put them in everything.
Had just finished some of the best Italian spaghetti I've ever had. The sauce and everything, Mark, you just did a super job on that. What's your secret?
Well, the homemade pasta really makes a big difference, I think. Don't you?
I thought it was great, but the sauce had a little bit of sweetness to it that really made it stand out.
The pureed tomatoes carry a little bit of sweetness. They ain't supposed to have any sugar or anything. They're just a little sweeter than tomato sauce would be, I think.
Being here from the beginning to the end, it looked like it was fairly easy to put together.
Oh, it is. It's pretty quick, pretty painless.
Your sauce consisted of?
About 12 different things. I can't tell you. Most Italian seasoning and some red wine, and you use pureed tomatoes instead of tomato sauce.
Your best bet is get a hold of this guy and have him sell you a quart of it. That's really
good luck on that.
It was good, but it was really good, Mark. It just a great, like every meal we do. You know, it's amazing the folks out there that watch your show on everything, how much they just look forward to seeing what you're going to have on next week.
Well, I don't know until that day usually, so.
Hey, I want to urge everybody to go to our website, betterhorses.com, and a lot of times we have your recipes up there.
Yeah, I got some written out. They're all ready to go.
Ready to go on there, and like I said, we might have steak to pasta to you name it,
enchiladas,
or we could even have a lamb chops meal.
Yeah,
without any audio.
Yeah, we could do that
on that. But we're so glad you joined us today on Better Horses. Tell your friends and family all about Better Horses. If you love horses, you love good eating and everything, you won't want to miss Better Horses TV, where our motto is, if you're looking for healthy, change the channel.
It's always good, but it's not always the best healthy. I mean,
really
if you're
good.
on a diet, you might need to cut back a little bit.
We hope to see you next week. I'm Cerny Rodina.
And Chef Tell.
Mark.
Yeah.
Mark with our Better Horses TV Hardy Grub segment.
We started Team CSI because we had such great luck with the elite team. My grandma thought that it was a good idea for us to start a group for the younger up-and-coming kids. They are kids that are really working hard to become professional rodeo men and women. Kids that just do jackpot ropings to kids that make it to the National High School Finals. It's a good thing for us to be able to educate the kids that are at a younger age. They care about their horses, they care about how their horses are treated, just generally are good horse people. CSI cares about the kids that are in junior rodeo because they're the up-and-coming people. They're the people that hopefully will move on to the elite team.
Hi, I'm Randy.
And I'm Paul from PFI.
We would like to personally invite you to stop by PFI, home of Boot Daddies.
PFI is America's Western store, covering over 50,000 square feet.
Over 25,000 boots.
Visit Saddle City with the largest selection of saddles and tack anywhere.
A huge selection of hats at Big Spur Hat Company in PFI Town.
And choose from the best brands of clothing and accessories for the entire family.
PFI, located on Highway 65 at the Battlefield exit in Springfield. And I'm not kidding.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. If you've missed any of our shows, check us out at betterhorses.com where you can see all our episodes.
You want more Better Horses? Check our podcast out by typing in Better Horses.
And don't forget our newspaper coming out 5 times a year, also on the same website.
You're going to love it.